Let's see, did I put the things? Oh, God. Good morning.
Ahoy hoy.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning. How goes?
Quite well, thank you. I didn't get the amount of prep done that I wanted to this week, but I survived the second day at the second week, excuse me, at the new job.
Yay!
Yeah.
Where are you at now? What are you doing?
I do Purina. I make the kitty foods and the dog foods. I think for the last 2 weeks I've been making those bacon strips. The dogs don't know it's not bacon thing. Goddamn, do they make a ton of those.
I mean, to be fair, dogs don't know what is bacon in the first place. They just know that's tasty.
That is true.
To be
so
honest,
fooling them that something else is like that, not hard.
Yeah. To be honest, though, when I smell them, they kind of smell like gummy bears, like the same kind of gelatin and stuff is made with them. Not sure how to feel about that.
I mean, if you look at a lot of, like, vegan food, it's just a lot of processed stuff. Almost the same processed stuff.
Oh, no.
To make, like, the meat alternatives.
Yeah.
It's almost all the same stuff, just like a different, like, spice mix thrown in, and the way it comes out, it's almost all the same processed goop. Initially.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Oh, sir. Hot mic.
Yep. Setup keeps resetting every time. I don't know why.
I think it may be because of the voice mod, because I've been having trouble with that too, but I finally got it to the settings where it doesn't happen anymore.
Mine, I just keep having voice mod lose my soundboard, like it's not working.
Same, yeah. I think there's a problem with
Good
the
evening,
latest
sir.
update.
So as you know,
I feel less bad that it's affecting others.
So as you know, no Lander today. He went to an early breakfast, I assume with his family or his girlfriend. So happy birthday, Lander.
Yay! Woo! Another trip around the sun.
Also, remember, I'll leave in an hour.
Oh, that's right. That's right. It's going to be a very short session today. Because we'll have 2 out.
Okay.
Which means I think the first thing we have to do is catch Lex up with what happened last time and what your new theories are on this this person who used to own the Mortician Suite, because I believe you're quite intimate with him and that you've met him before and that you fought him before and that you were privileged to some of the conspiracy secrets that you found in the bank.
Anti-Cap returned?
No.
Oh.
Well,
The
technically,
aliens.
Technically, she was mentioned as the ancient empress that Kortash Khan loved dearly.
Or could be a fever dream of his, considering, according to a scene, he's full of crap. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
But what old man isn't full of crap, sir?
I know
To have a colostomy
two,
bag,
I think.
then it evacuates it out.
Oh. I'm talking about the emotional baggage, not the filth baggage.
Hey, you used a word that applied to both.
I know. I leave things vague. That's how I get the players to interact and engage.
So basically, we found out that Ascalon who lived in the Mortician Suite before us, was not only a Pharasman spy, but involved with the Carter's Consortium on something called the Life Contagion conspiracy?
Or Life Contagion Project, or...
Project, yes. And we have some documents basically showing proof. And of course we have a person who can attest to that. A person? A gliminal criminal in a lantern.
My God.
We also went to speak to Kortash Khan, who claimed to be, it seems, all priest thing.
Boss.
Yeah. And that he also, like, Asim was resurrected, but earlier, and then he has selective amnesia, and nothing about it lines up, and Asim doesn't trust his bullshit.
Okay.
We all had to impress him, and he did like the Donkey Kong rap, but he didn't really like anything else about Tatters. But he did like Sevatar and Asim. And he said, you know how you were hired to be my escort bodyguard type of deal? Yeah, no. I'm gonna give you some bullshit to do instead. So we got promoted from honor guard to errand boys.
Well, it's not bullshit. It's not bullshit. Why don't you try to remember what the thing is he wants you to stop? That might be kind of related.
Get some
So-
groceries.
So there's been a kind of subversive rebel group of ghouls that has been keeping itself pretty low to the ground, pretty low key, up until recently, when they started, instead of eating some randos, directly targeting and eating high-ranking members of any of the factions in Gep. And he's like, you know what? They're pissing me off. Go stop them. And it just happens to align that it's also in our kind of best interest to stop them as well.
Mhm.
They're in some tower. Gotta go and slap them around. That's about the gist of it.
And what is this sect called?
I do not remember.
The Secret Eaters. Don't you have? Oh, go ahead. What's funny? What's so funny?
I mean, that sounds like a club of toddlers in kindergarten. Those who
Al-
snack in the garden instead of
also-
inside.
Also, the aliens are not aliens, they're Pharasman beings. They're psychopaths.
Oh, no.
Oh yeah, Sevatar
New hot
is
take.
tired of being just a conspiracy theorist. He wants to out conspiracy theory everybody else. So he's like, you believe in aliens?
Very good.
I think it's because it became popular because of the History Channel, so now he has to adjust so he's cool again. Like
He's
the
like,
less believed conspiracy.
hey, I was a conspiracy theorist before it was popular. So now you'll, Lex, also will have an opportunity to... First, you'll have to impress him, and then you'll have an opportunity to learn about him.
Yes. Thank you for reminding
Okay.
me. Also, you need to level Lex, because he used magic Sith lightning to level you.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
he blasted us with power.
I'll probably engage in some slight leveling during the session because I think I don't have my main class feat planned out yet.
That's okay. We're only
I'm
gonna have
incredibly sorry.
No, we're only gonna have an hour anyway. So it kind of worked out with me not being able to prep this week.
Okay.
So let me set the stage here. You were basically invited over to his house. He sent a ghoul that prostrated himself and basically had the invitation to the meal stitched onto his back or tattooed onto his back.
Mm-hmm.
And you went there, had dinner with everyone, but it was basically just like a ghoul meal. It was just like flesh and everything, not for living beings, really. But if you at least pretend to eat or whatnot, you get a chance to curry favor with him. What sort of topic do you want to discuss with him? What sort of skill or thing do you want to, like bring to the table, so to speak? This is an ancient being. He is a legendary spellcaster. He is the ruler of the underground kingdom of the Ghouls, which has absolutely no relation to the Empire of the Ghouls, which is owned by Cobalt Press. It is completely different.
I think let's stay with our light topic, international law.
Oh, that's actually perfect. Yeah. Let me get old Cortash's thing out here, and we'll begin.
Okay.
So what in particular about international law? Because this is a foreign dignitary. This is a foreign ruler.
Yeah, I think the topic of trade regulations and trade standards across borders, especially towards non-countable things, but things that have to be weighed, and standardization on that front, and what the rules are if the standards differ, for example.
Ah,
You're
yes.
gonna try and convert them to the metric system.
Basically, the Gapric system, yes.
Well, we've been using the imperial units for 4,000 years. I'll not hear of this new math that you speak of.
Have you ever not seen the very good abilities you get by counting your dead not in dozen but in kilo dead or mega dead?
Those sound like band names. I'll have none of that new age music either.
I mean, the new math does make architecture easier to do.
Absolutely.
I
And
live
if you
in a
take one square mega dead, you can have a mega blood liter or something.
I take all my dead in gallons.
Man, that is... It is... You will save so much money on calculators who have to convert all of that stuff if you want to do any major business. So it is better, especially if you do it across borders, if you standardize.
All right, since you gave me such a compelling argument here, instead of a DC 32, it is now going to be a DC 28.
Okay.
In order to impress him.
Okay.
Oh, nice. Yeah,
Yeah.
he kind of sees what you're saying, and he's just like, I don't like the new system, but you're making me understand it.
Nobody has to like a system. I just use it.
And this is gonna bump you guys up to, I believe, 3 influence. You can correct me if I'm wrong, though. I believe you were at 2.
I believe that's correct.
Okay.
I thought we were at 3 with 1 success and 1 crit success.
Oh, that's right, because someone crit on Donkey Kong. Yes, you are at influence 4. So you're almost to the next threshold.
Okay.
And he kind of looks at Lex and says, like, you seem useful. You and the other two can come back, but not those two. And he points to Tatterstraw and, was it Stitch Skull? And then Stitch Skull had the nerve to insult him and his god, and basically drew the ire of Kortosh Khan. And he said, like, you will experience pain, Stitch Skull. Pain like no other has felt before, and then you can go to your god and tell him how much you hate it himself. To which, of course, Stitch Skull said, like, alright, bruh.
Fair.
And specifically, the group we're being sent after, I think it was called the Tower of Gnawed Bones.
Yes, the Secret Eaters. And I believe you were also given a name of the particular person. I do not remember them, because I am a bad DM. Let's see here. Yurgak.
No,
That's-
you're a gack.
Yurgak. That's a name. It can be a name.
That sounds like a slur.
It's, sir, these are old names. I mean, they were never modernized.
Kortosh, we don't use that phrase anymore.
You would be surprised what some hills in England are called, Bramble.
Oh
They were
no.
also never modernized.
Yeah, neither were the cigarette names.
True.
Dude, in Canada, we have a town called Dildo. Like,
Yes, New York's bumblefuck.
or Conception Bay.
Oh god.
To be fair, a lot of them are located in Newfoundland, which explains a lot.
So, do you have anything else you'd like to say to this very powerful man before you leave the dining hall and whatnot? You know, you feel like you've made a good impression with him. He wants you to come back, and every day past tonight, you may attempt to influence him again. Oh, you know he likes cats,
Mm-hmm.
and
The musical or the film?
well, he didn't say. You know he likes cats, and he's always on the lookout for new members of his chorus, which is basically what that little meat puppet is that speaks for him. Because he's not speaking to you when he speaks with the meat puppet.
Okay. No, I think Lex would stay mostly on a professional basis because that it's a foreign dignitary and not quite sure if it's a lasting international relationship on a ghost lifetime level.
Yeah, it might be a relationship that only lasts until the end of the module. We don't know with Payazo.
Yeah, maybe only a few decades.
Yeah. Oh, he also loves secrets. He's a big secret guy.
Honestly, not too uncommon.
We also discussed the plot of what is happening in Geb. It doesn't concern him, really. He's not that interested in the hags or anything else that's happened, but I think Tatterstraw tried to explain to him basically about the plague and whatnot and why it's affecting, like getting the quote-unquote food down to him, and Geb doesn't want to give up the food because he doesn't know how much of the food is contaminated, if any. That's the nice way of saying it.
Yeah. I fully understand.
Now, is there anything else you wish to say to Kortosh Khan, or do you wish to go home with the others now? Because
I
you've
think
got
I'll go with the others.
Yep. You'll be able to level because
Yep.
now that he's given you the assignment, he gave you the power to get it done.
There's a big, like, skull castle that came out of the wall. It was painted gray. There was a sword held up in the air. You know, we have the power.
Most of the skulls here are grey. Why did he need to point it out?
Oh, did you see the newer one by Kevin Smith by any chance?
No, not yet.
I have, and oh god, it is such a mess.
Well, it happens.
There were a couple good things about it. There were like the technology cult. That was a really really neat thing. After the whole magic situation, I like that.
I'll see if it's available over here.
There's supposed to be a second season, but I don't think they have done it yet. So what about the rest of you guys? Did you get your level up done?
Yep.
Yep.
Oh.
I'm most excited about Invincible Season 2.
Oh, yes. When is that coming out, sir?
It's late this year, they said, but in the upcoming Comic-Con, they're supposed to release a bunch of details.
Oh, good.
It's also going to be massive, 23 or 25 episodes.
Oh god. Yeah, they're really gonna hit hard. I do not want to spoil anything because after the first season I read the entirety of the comic. So I know what happens. I also know that girl that he's dating did not look like that in the comic. They adapted her. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a great universe. I did not realize, that it's connected to like Spawn.
Oh yeah. It's all part of the same universe. I really like that Battle Beast had like a background and stuff, and that he's not just some throwaway villain.
Oh, the lion that thing?
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, I also know some spoilers.
Yeah, don't
Although
say
not
this.
all of them.
Yeah, don't say the spoilers. Don't say the spoilers because there might be people who, are just watching the show and stuff. All right, so it's your decision, fellas. What do you want to do with the other 37 minutes that we actually have 4 people for?
Quick question
Yes.
first. Because it's a rare feat, is it alright if I take that, or should I look for something else?
Let's see here.
It's the ghost respawn after 2d4 days, as long as the full rule of law is not established to gap.
Oh, yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Yep.
Immortality is what you got.
Immortality!
Yeah, you'll work
Isn't
forever.
Yeah, isn't
Yes.
his business will be never finished as long as people exist to pay taxes.
Yes.
Yeah, well, more general, as long as people break laws.
Oh God, you'll never
In gap.
rest, ever.
I mean,
You
there
play
are
at
some
least within
solutions.
Gap.
Yeah. Another magical nuking could do the job, theoretically.
Well, I can tell you this: you can believe that that's your unfinished business, but I, as the GM, know that what the proper unfinished business is.
Oh, I'm looking forward to this.
Yes. Yep. Don't worry, I've carefully crafted it since the beginning, and it will fit in quite well to the events as they are set up at the end of this module. Speaking of which,
Okay.
Asim, you don't seem very confident with the way that I've portrayed Kortosh Khan as the High Priest. You think he's an imposter or something?
Yes. Very
But
much so.
why?
None of his story adds up with any of my character's backstory.
Oh.
In terms of the god he worships, the timeline seems off. Everything so far that he's done, his mannerisms just don't belie a former high priest of oh shoot, forgot my god's name at this point.
My
Not
God.
Soapback, the other one.
Set?
Listen, it's been 5,000 years.
You blame this man for not getting the details right that you cannot remember yourself?
I believe
Guarantees
it's
no one
set.
else can get the details right then.
Yeah, I believe it's set. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so it was set.
Yep. So, because he called out, who did he say he was a follower of?
Sekmesh.
Yeah, that's what it was. Segment. Yeah.
And definitely
That
not
was-
the full not the full name of Set.
Yeah, I was just
Yes.
like, okay. But yeah,
I
So-
mean, do we have viewers? Does chat want to ask questions?
Nah, we don't have many people here today because of some stuff that's happening this weekend. But I'll be sure to relay it to some of the people.
Well, shall we at least scout out this Tower of Gnawed Bones, find out what we can about it?
I think we definitely can.
Oh, by the way, Bram, I'll need your help with ChatGPT later.
Oh, sure, no problem. What have you decided to do with it?
I have not decided to do anything. I've gotten a request from my PI. We need to find some references that will be in obscure journals.
Okay.
And so far, it's proving really hard. So we
So
wanted
I'm-
to try to run a couple prompts in ChatGPT to see if it finds any papers.
Sure, but I'm going to warn you about that before we discuss anything because some lawyers did that quite recently and ChatGPT made them up. And the judge basically disbarred them because they didn't do any of the actual research themselves and they were bogus cases. It basically invented them for the
Well, I
yeah.
understand, but we need
It
to use
was
it as
very
basically AI-powered Google, is what I'm saying. I don't
Ah.
need like the actual information. I don't need ChatGPT to give information. I need it to give me links to papers to potentially check out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
To be fair, the lawyers were pretty incompetent because based on the structure of the case numbers they were given, they could have like easily checked it, like 30 seconds. So they were kinda at fault too
But don't you
for not
understand?
double checking.
They went on vacation as soon as they put the prompts in and told the assistant, just
No, that is very funny.
No,
I've
what
had a
we
lot of
need is-
managers do that.
We are having to dig through very, very niche journals, like journals of observational zoology, you know, and if you're going through that, either we spend an absorbent amount of money going through every journal in existence, or we use ChatGPT potentially to search us for us. Again,
Okay.
I just intend to use it as AI-powered Google.
Right, not actually as a research assistant where it determines that history is flawed and starts to rewrite things.
Yes.
Okay, so Kortosh Khan will inform you that he knows where the Secret Eater's base of operations. It's in an old skeleton preparation facility known today as the Tower of Gnawed Bones, or Gnawed Bones in local slang. Now, this keeps into something that you are very well aware of because you were in a similar place that was completely red with a gang in it, and there were lots of skeletons that was used as an anti-haunt sort of place in order to get all those bones for all the buildings and everything. In years past, swarms of beetles flensed flesh from bodies to clean and prepare the skeletons for animation, But in Mekatar, more magical methods of bone cleaning have always been favored due to their efficiency and prestige. The Tower of Gnawed Bones was little more than an expensive gambit that put too much faith in the populace's interest in mundane methods of skeletonization, which is a word. And it took but a fraction of time of the structure's creation for it to fail financially. What does that remind you of?
The oh god, how it's called in English? Yeah, Berlin. Berlin Brandenburg Airport. The $1 billion sinkhole in Berlin.
So you guys have your own example of stuff like that.
Yeah.
Basically, it was... Do you know what a Ponzi scheme is?
Oh, yeah, no. Thank God the BER was actually finished at some point. It wasn't a Ponzi scheme.
Right. So was this, but still a scheme. Shamed and humiliated by fellow members of the Builders League. The tower's owner, Zulgama, abandoned Mekatar entirely and never returned. Gnawedbones remained private property, and as Zulgama had spared no expense on its security, you know that the structure was left to slowly fall into ruin because no one could get in. So the question remains, how did Yurgak's Secret Eaters get in?
Well, all we know is that the previous owner left the city. Do we know their ultimate fate? Or did the Secret Eaters get hold of them? And, ate their secrets.
Now, with them being undead, I can only imagine another country for comfortably living in. And it's with our ghoul friend.
Oh. That's a good point. I like that idea.
Yeah, I mean, otherwise it would be hiding in some filthy dungeon or something.
Or some cave in Ustalav, or...
Yeah.
Okay. That would explain why the Secret Eaters got entrance into it. I like that.
Or, they found the key under a doormat. Who knows?
So, Yurgak's Secret Eaters were more than a match for the tower's defenses. As Kortosh will explain to you, they were able to claim the tower as their own without drawing much attention. The ghouls have been dwelling in Gnawedbones uncontested for many months in relative secrecy. Kortosh suspects that government authorities know about the cult and have been allowing members to slowly increase their attacks on citizens to provide further justification for the claim of all who worship Kabiri, that's his current god, Kortosh Khan included, are enemies of Geb. So this has been a huge political strain on him. And he believes people are lobbying within your government to make him seem like an enemy and weaken relations with his country.
So that just won't do. Is there anything to be done once we've cleared the place out? Or is it just left?
Well, that's just it. I mean, it's just like when you clear the place out, all he wants is the Secret Eaters gone.
Is there any way to mark the place that they're gone? Because, I mean, I'm sure the people in the city would be happy to find out about that too, rather than, just whispers of what happened, where they gone,
I think that's going to be completely up to you.
Yeah, I at first wasn't thinking about subterfuge of getting in there and getting them out. The thing I'm imagining is pretty loud.
So, hang on. The tower is technically not owned by anyone?
It was owned by Zulgama, and Zulgama left the country never to return. That's all we know.
So we can go in as their repo men because they haven't paid their property taxes in years.
Absolutely.
Well, or, they're squatters and they don't have rights for squatting. Lex, do squatters have rights?
Depends on who walks in on them. If we walk in on squatters, not really.
Yeah, if I see us the first one through the door,
Yeah.
then no.
And there we go. We're simply clearing the place out, and if anything, we could probably hand it back to the Builders League. I'm sure they'd be happy to repurpose it.
Actually, I just realized something. We haven't paid taxes on our property.
Oh, don't worry about it.
Which property? Because I believe they were both gifts.
Yeah, and also the running costs. Some paperwork gets lost on the way. It's
What do you-
mysterious, I know.
What do you mean gets lost?
I mean, there is a bone shredder right in the way from the filing place to the putting it to be worked on place.
Sometimes Tatters
Accidents
accidentally knocks a stack of file onto the shredder, yes.
Oh God. It's
And
just
the
odd.
piece of paper may or may not have accidentally been mixed in with the bandages used to fix up a seam.
Yeah, sometimes even those who ask questions about some files disappearing also fall in the shredder. Dreadful stuff. It's an awful working environment, but it's very fun.
My God. This is how Asim got so far up on the totem pole and everything. It's just like, where did this guy go? Oh, I fell in the shredder.
Yeah.
Now, do we
Why
know
do
where
we
in the
have a-
city this tower is?
You do. Is it
Oh,
marked
wait,
on?
it's in the city?
It's in the city, yes. That's why all the attacks have been happening and whatnot. Do you think Piazzo marked it on the map? Of course they didn't.
I thought it would be like, a tower in the middle of a field somewhere.
No, this is in the city. It's in the city. That is why there is so much political pressure as well as fear of these cultists striking the citizens. So, one additional and deeply personal reason for Kortosh Khan to avoid giving you more assistance than he's able to at the moment. That's why he leveled you up. As much as he loathes your Gak and the damage she's done to his reputation, he can't deny the fact that she and her cultists still receive the support of his god Kabiri. And that's the part that worries him. If Kabiri favors these secret eaters. That's why he's taking some divisive action through you guys to avoid divine backlash from his god.
So if anything, it's us.
Yes. Convenient, yes?
Not for us.
Also, that's likely to suffer backlash since we're not followers of that god.
Exactly.
We're just other people.
Question: does that count as enabling the desperate? Because it's one of my edicts.
Well, they aren't desperate because they've been outright attacking people.
No, I'm not talking about the people in the tower. I'm talking about someone else.
Oh, him? No, he's not desperate.
Yeah.
He's just viewing this as an opportunity.
I don't know. He seems kind of desperate.
So, as Kortosh explained this to you, once you defeat the Secret Eaters, he has two requests to get back to Ren's initial question. First, he'll ask you to hang a set of Geb's banners from the tower's upper reaches. If those banners remain in place without the cultists destroying them, they'll give uncontroversial proof to the city that Kabiri's Secret Eaters no longer hold sway in Mekatar. He also notes that such proof will surely appeal to the Builders League, as this will allow them to start the process of reclaiming the property, as Ren said, without appearing to be in collusion with the cultists.
So Tatus was right. We get to go in as Repo Man. Easy.
Yeah.
And his second?
Almost there.
Is at the end.
Yep. Almost there. I had more things to read, but I'll tell you the second. Kortosh's second request is that you bring him the cult leader, Yurgak, or more specifically, her head and lungs. He wishes to make the cultist his latest voice, as a warning to all those who would seek to worship Kabiri in a way that encroaches upon Kortosh's beliefs and proclamations. As the High Priest, he is the authority.
Also, who knows what the materials are in there that they still left over from the beginning. Could be valuable information found. Someone would probably pay well for it. Or whatever other information they've collected as they eat secrets.
Yeah, I mean, some information might be around.
So the only other persons that could be interested in those secrets might be the reanimators, because skeletonization, even by more mundane means like the beetles and whatnot, flensing the flesh, might be of interest to them. So yeah, there could be things there.
Like a vintage car, not really useful, but very cool.
Oh my god, it becomes an episode of Pawn Stars where you enter the tower and everything, and the secret eaters are just like, we really have to sell these cars. I mean, we want to sell them as a set. We don't want to sell them separately. We just got the place. They were just boxes in here.
Best I can do is 2 silver coins and one of you getting out of here alive.
Alive? They're all undead. What do you plan to do?
That's a threat.
With no promises on what condition they get out in.
So, the Tower of Gnawed Bones is located in one of the oldest reaches of Mekatar, deep in a part of the city called Vassal Alley. Here, the distinctive spire of pitted stone rises above the sprawled to a height of 120 feet, with the central section flanging outward to give structure the vague appearance of a mace planted into the ground. None travel casually to the 40-foot wide open ring of skull-paved ground that surrounds the octagonal structure. To the residents of Vassal Alley, Gnawed Bones has remained a lurking threat and an object of idle worry for some time. More so now, thanks to the rumors of ghouls who have developed a taste for undead flesh residing within its walls. You're going to deal with cannibals today. Or next time.
So is it down, like, there? Just because you mentioned the density area, and that's the densest part of the city.
Oldest reaches
also-
of Mekatar.
It also kind of looks like it's the crappy part, the vassal part.
Yeah, we
Right?
can.
Yeah,
We can say it's there. That's fine. That Piazzo didn't mark it.
the whole Cinerarium district seems like something added on later to the city.
It looks like they leveled a part of the city to build Cinerarium, which would be on brand.
Yeah. Either that or expanded the direction.
Ah, that's why they built the stupid river.
Probably.
Geb was like, I want a moat, sir. You're a mile off the river. I want a moat. Make it happen.
14 inches from the road. That's government property. Also, the road is government property.
Everybody is a government property in here.
Yes.
That's true.
So, Reports of strange supernatural lights pulsing from within the tower's numerous windows, or even the strange thumbing vibrations that send shivers up to the ground at odd hours, only enhance the site's sinister reputation, as people believe there have been abductions. That was a perfect cue to use the,
X-Files?
You had the soundboard and everything. I literally set you up for it.
I know, but soundboard
They're broken.
Soundboard hasn't been working.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So yeah, that's a lot to go on.
Yeah.
And that was all without a knowledge check. That's just general knowledge.
Yeah, that seems like a capital of a undead city general knowledge thing. It's probably not the weirdest thing around here.
It's like the celebrity home tours. We just have when we came to Mechatara. And that's the Tower of Bones over there.
It's like the Tower of London. Nobody goes in there.
And nobody comes out.
Especially if you're a queen that doesn't provide a male heir.
Tower of London has a truly horrific history.
Well, should we maybe scout the tower before we decide to go in? Or do we have any prep we want to perform beforehand? Otherwise.
Yeah, I think scouting it would be probably wise.
Sure. Yeah. You can easily get there. It's
Would definitely be Risu who's doing that.
Well, Risu's not here. It's just Stitch Skull. And Stitch Skull says, "I don't know what you're saying. I've never lied before. I've never deceived. I can't do that."
Oh no, the multiple personalities are getting worse.
But yeah,
Persona's taking over.
there are two primary entrances to Nod Bones. A ground floor entrance that was once used by the workers and beetle farmers, and a loading bay entrance where new bodies or freshly cleaned skeletons were brought out to be loaded onto giant undead bats called scavelings for delivery. I'm not even sure. They don't have trucks, so I guess they use giant bats.
Also, beetle farmers?
The beetles...
2050 when we have to eat insect protein?
No, the beetles cleaned the flesh off the skeletons, then the skeletons became the workers.
Oh, I see. Clever.
Yeah. Otherwise you get a zombie, and you don't want a zombie when you want a skeleton. So, if you have flight, your instincts tell you that would be the best option, as the tower's walls are quite smooth.
So I'm alright. How about you all?
Well, how high up is it?
120 feet.
Yeah, we could get a lot of rope together, and you could just hook up a rope for us.
Yeah, I could. Absolutely. I have 10 feet of chain.
We still have that 10 feet of chain, don't we?
I have 10 feet of it, not more, sadly.
We can always acquire rope. I don't imagine rope is expensive.
No, it's not.
I mean,
Yeah,
it's
I
5 SP
have-
for 50 feet.
I have 100 feet on me right now.
Okay, so we got 150 with mine too. So let's tie it together. I put some knots in there to make the climbing easier, probably.
So it's... Are you intending to climb the entire way up? Is what I'm asking.
Oh, I'm flying.
I understand that.
I mean,
The only question is, how do we get Tatter's cat up there? Can the cat climb a rope? Or do we just tie the bottom end of the rope to the cat and then hoist him up when we're all up there?
that could work.
He still has the
There should
Zephyr
Probably be a
things.
potion. There should
I thought-
probably be a potion to fly or something.
Wait. Your cat's not alive, is it?
And it has barding of a Zephyr too.
But it's not alive. It doesn't have to breathe. Does anybody have a big enough bag of holding?
You forgot about the temporary airship. We don't need to do any of this. My cat can
yes.
fly for 10 minutes and we can all go into...
Oh, 10 minutes. Oh, yeah, that's perfect then. Yeah.
You can all
yeah.
go into the tiny house.
Yeah, the dollhouse.
We just, remember, we
Yeah,
have
there
a
we go.
mobile airship.
Yep, that's fine. That's perfectly fine.
Okay.
Yep. So you have your plan. You're gonna go up that way. Are we gonna do this with the remaining time, or are we going to leave it there then?
No, I'm about to go.
Yeah, I
About
kind
to go.
of
We
figured.
can leave it there then.
I do apologize, everyone. I didn't know it was Lander's birthday, and I forgot about Friendly leaving. But we've set everything up for next time. If you need me to leave the server up, I will, so you can complete your level ups.
Well, that should be good here.
Yep. I'm
Yeah,
good.
me too.
I had mine input the moment you said level 12 last week.
Oh, Friendly, did you see the one feat for kineticist I'd posted in the Discord?
For the tree beard?
The
Or
fruit.
Yeah, fresh produce. I could just picture Treebeard with wood kineticist archetype and the extra chaos that would have caused.
Well, that character would be Tatters and Treebeard doing the fusion dance, basically. It would be Treebeard with the chaos and simple-mindedness of Tatters.
Yeah, I
Just
mean-
right in the middle between the two.
I at some point want to play a wood kineticist, and they shouldn't be let into a city
Oh dear God.
because
threw
afterwards it
Druid.
will be a forest.
So let's say that for next week, when it becomes available, who is changing over to a kineticist so you can plan in advance, because that's when you get your free.
I may with Sev. We'll see how kineticist works out and if I want to do that or not. I
Definitely
haven't
not
seen
for
enough
me.
details about it to tell.
I'll stay with Lex as he is.
All right, Bramble. Thank you for, meeting running.
No, that's perfectly fine. I'm glad I was able to do something. Like I said, I hadn't had the prep prepared, so this is actually works out for the best, and I just made alternative plans while talking to you guys.
Nice.
There you go.
I hope you all...
Alrighty.
Okay.
I
Yep,
do
yep.
not plan to change to a kineticist, but I do have some changes I would like to make to my, specifically to my racial feats. If
That's
all right.
perfect. That's perfectly fine. Everyone gets the free redo that week.
Perfect.
Have a good one, everyone.
Have a good one.
Sounds good.
Have